Step into a realm of artistic wonder with these secret Midjourney prompts. Witness the magic of distinct art styles, each with its own captivating charm and creative expression. Dark fantasy. Dark fantasy art style is characterized by its eerie, macabre, and supernatural themes. Visually, it features a dark color palette with deep shadows, contrasting lights, and atmospheric elements. The aesthetic embodies a sense of mystery, gothic elements, and fantastical creatures. Dark, haunting landscapes, twisted and grotesque figures, occult symbols, and mystical settings are commonly associated with this art style, evoking a sense of foreboding and otherworldliness. Crystal Cubism. Crystal Cubism is an art style that emerged in the early 20th century. It's characterized by fragmented geometric forms inspired by Cubism. Visual characteristics include transparent overlapping planes, sharp edges, and abstract shapes. The aesthetic is sleek, precise, and modern, often portraying a sense of crystalline clarity. Imagery includes deconstructed architectural elements, still-life objects, and geometrically fragmented human figures. Magic realism. Magic realism is an art style that blends reality and fantasy in a seamless manner. Visual characteristics include meticulous detail of realistic elements juxtaposed with imaginative and surreal elements. The aesthetic of magic realism evokes a sense of wonder, mystery, and enchantment. Imagery associated with this style often includes fantastical creatures, dreamlike landscapes, symbolic objects, and ordinary scenes infused with magical or supernatural elements. Art Nouveau. Art Nouveau is an art style that flourished in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Visual characteristics include flowing organic lines, intricate patterns, and nature-inspired motifs. The aesthetic of Art Nouveau is elegant, ornamental, and highly stylized. Imagery associated with this style includes sinuous plant forms, curved lines, decorative borders, feminine figures, and ethereal depictions of nature, reflecting a harmonious blend of art and nature. Impressionism. Impressionism is an art style that emerged in the 19th century. Visual characteristics include loose brushwork, emphasis on capturing fleeting moments of light and color, and an emphasis on depicting the effects of light and atmosphere. The aesthetic of Impressionism is vibrant, spontaneous, and focused on capturing the sensory experience. Imagery includes landscapes, scenes of everyday life, and outdoor settings painted on en plein air. Romanticism. Romanticism is an art style that emerged in the late 18th century. Visual characteristics include dramatic and emotional compositions, vibrant colors, and a focus on the sublime imagination and individual expression. The aesthetic of Romanticism is passionate, evocative, and often depicts untamed nature, heroic figures, supernatural elements, and exotic landscapes, aiming to evoke intense emotions and a sense of awe. Expressionism. Expressionism is an art style that emerged in the early 20th century. Visual characteristics include distorted forms, bold brushwork, and intense, vivid colors. The aesthetic is characterized by a subjective and emotional representation of reality, often conveying raw and intense feelings. Imagery associated with Expressionism includes anguished figures, expressive portraits, and exaggerated symbolic landscapes, reflecting the artist's inner turmoil and psychological experiences. Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is an art style rooted in science fiction and dystopian themes. Visual characteristics include a blend of futuristic and gritty urban environments, neon lights, and high-tech elements. The aesthetic is characterized by a dark, moody atmosphere, often portraying a technologically advanced yet socially decayed society. Imagery associated with cyberpunk includes futuristic cityscapes, cybernetic enhancements, virtual realities, and rebellious characters immersed in a high-tech, low-life world. Rococo. Rococo is an art style that emerged in the 18th century. Visual characteristics include delicate ornamental details, pastel color palettes, and asymmetrical compositions. The aesthetic is characterized by a sense of opulence, playfulness, and frivolity. Imagery associated with Rococo includes lavish interiors, romanticized landscapes, graceful figures, floral motifs, and a sense of leisure and pleasure, often depicting the aristocracy and their extravagant lifestyles. Biomorphism. Biomorphism is an art style that emerged in the 20th century. Visual characteristics include organic curvilinear forms inspired by natural shapes and organisms. The aesthetic is characterized by a sense of fluidity, abstraction, and biomimicry. Imagery associated with biomorphism includes flowing lines, biomorphic shapes, and abstract representations of natural elements such as plants, animals, and cellular structures, often emphasizing the connection between art and nature. Ukiyo-e. Ukiyo-e is a traditional Japanese art style that originated in the 17th century. Visual characteristics include intricate line work, flat and vibrant colors, and focus on capturing scenes from the floating world of Edo period Japan. The aesthetic is characterized by a balance of realism and stylization. Imagery associated with ukiyo-e includes landscapes, portraits, kabuki actors, geishas, and depictions of daily life and folklore. Watercolor painting. Watercolor painting is a technique that involves using water-based pigments on paper. Visual characteristics include transparent and luminous washes of color, soft edges, and the ability to create delicate fluid effects. The aesthetic of watercolor is often characterized by a sense of spontaneity, freshness, and a luminous quality. Imagery associated with this art style includes landscapes, nature scenes, portraits, still life, and ethereal or atmospheric subjects. Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli is a renowned animation studio known for its distinct art style. Visual characteristics include detailed hand-drawn animation, lush and immersive environments, and expressive character designs. The aesthetic is characterized by a blend of fantasy, whimsy, and emotional storytelling. Imagery associated with Studio Ghibli includes enhancing landscapes, magical creatures, strong female protagonists, and a theme of nature, love, and self-discovery. Deconstructivism. Deconstructivism is an architectural style that emerged in the late 20th century. Visual characteristics include fragmented, non-linear forms, angular shapes, and a sense of disarray and chaos. The aesthetic is characterized by the breaking apart and reassembling of architectural elements. Imagery associated with deconstructivism includes abstract compositions, unconventional shapes, distorted perspectives, and a focus on challenging traditional notions of structure and space. Futurism. Futurism is an art style that emerged in the early 20th century. Visual characteristics include dynamic lines, intersecting planes, and fragmented forms. The aesthetic is characterized by a celebration of technology, movement, and the energy of modern life. Imagery associated with futurism includes depictions of speed, machinery, urban landscapes, and a fascination with progress, emphasizing the beauty and excitement of the industrial age. These secret Midjourney prompts are an enhancing catalyst for the creation of beautiful art styles. With its inspiration and guidance, artists are empowered to explore new realms of creativity, resulting in stunning and unique expressions of artistic beauty.